Yeah, 14, 15 years old, in ninth grade.
Cool. Good morning. Or it's afternoon. Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Be alive. Yeah, I'm Chibangu Mukumbai from the Democratic Republic of Congo, and I'm delighted to be here just to share with you about my country where I come from. Thank you very much, Jim, for giving me this opportunity. And then you'll be wondering why you came to our school. Why do you want to talk to us about Congo? We're not Congolese, or what? Why? You will know why one day. That's how life is. You do certain things now, at 12 years old, 15 years old, and you know, I remember. So that guy came in my school because of me. Why I'm saying this, because I was also a kid like you. I'm 51 years old now. And I grew up in the Congo. Come from a family of 10 kids, 5 boys and 5 girls, and I'm the firstborn. So I went to school in Congo. We speak French in Congo. That's our first language. But we've got other dialects where, in Congo, we're talking about 265 more dialects that we can speak there. But I speak only 4 of that national languages plus French. My English, I went to UK, in London, to learn the English I'm speaking right now. The purpose of being here in America, because I'm running as a presidential candidate in the Democratic Republic of Congo, a country where a lot of people doesn't know much about, is right in Africa, and is the second largest country in Africa, because we have 54 countries in Africa. Congo is the second. It used to be the third after Sudan, and the Sudan has been split into 2. We have South Sudan and North Sudan, and then Congo became the second. It's very, very big country in Africa, very rich country in the whole world in terms of natural resources. When you talk about resources, diamonds, gold, copper, cobalt, name it. One of the minerals we have in Congo that you are using, you have in your hands, but you don't know, is the mobile phone, the laptop, flat screen, plaza screen, name it. Anything used with electronical these days, the component they use is a chip there, they put them, there's a mineral called columbite tantalite. We call it short coltan. It comes from DRC, Congo. Congo has 60% of reserve of that mineral called columbite tantalite. And we've got also other minerals, very strategic for the entire world. If you know the history of the Second World War in Japan, how we end up with the uranium bomb, American bombing, Hiroshima, Nagasaki. It was only 10 grams of uranium came from DRC to end up the Second World War. So this country is very strategic for the entire world. Congo is the second rainforest in the whole world after Brazil, which means that half of the land is forest. Congo produces 40% fresh air to the entire world. When America, China, and Europe are polluting the air, my country gives to the nature 40% fresh air. So you need to know this country. It's a very, very good country. The size, as I said, the population is 80 million people living there. When you compare the size of Congo and America, Congo can go in America 4 times. It's a quarter of America, which is very big. And as you can see, this country, you can't travel from north to south by road like we do here in America, being from Cincinnati to Louisiana, driving Texas all over, and then came back. Because we have, all you see in green there are rivers. You can't travel 10 kilometers without meeting rivers, lake, all the time. It's just that makes the infrastructure very difficult. But having said that, it's not because of that that you cannot develop the country. Congo is really an undeveloped country in terms of infrastructure. Is very, very poor. Roads, railway, airfield is very, very poor. I told you that in green, in blue there, these are rivers. Yet, only 20% of the people have got access to clean water, which is no good. You know, water is very, very important for our lives. When you don't drink clean water, you catch disease. That's a problem. And energy also, only 19% of the people who are there have got access to to energy, electricity. That makes the development of the country very difficult. Then you ask yourself, why? We've got all the resources in the land. We've got all the land is giving us, but people are starving. People are poor. Why is it that? It's the bad leadership. That's the reason why I'm standing as a candidate, bringing a new vision how to transform the land. So my movement is called, in French, Union du Peuple d'Avenir, and in English is United People with One Destiny. You may be coming from different families, but you are all American. When it comes to defend this nation, you only talk about America. So you share the value, you share one piece of land, and I love the name of your school is Loveland. Our motto is, we care for the people, we care for the land. Can you read it for everyone there?
We care for the people and we care for the land.
We care for the people, we care for the land. And here, you love the land. Why do we have to care for the land? Because everything we have in life comes from the land. Everything you see is the land. The land, the trees, and the animals. That's full stop. Clothes we are wearing, they have to kill animals, take the skin, do the cloth. And this wood is from trees. Any metal you see is dust from the land. Therefore, land is key. When we die, we end up going back to the land. So this body, as soon as they put you, everything, the land. Anything you see, this equipment you see there, you say, oh, this is metal, everything is dust, the land. Mobile phone, laptop, everything you see there is dust. If I bring the natural resources, how it comes, it's the land, the metal, name it. You see airplane, look at this big, massive aircraft. Dust. All the component you see there is the land. So the land is key. Land gives us a means to live. That's why you see most of the people in the land, in this earth, they fight because of the land. So how do you take care of the land? As a human being, you and I, we are responsible of our land. That's why you see ecologists and they're talking about climate change. We need to take care of the land. We need to do this, we need to do that. Because they value what the land is giving us. We cannot abuse the land. Because that's our resource. The main resource is the land. Some people, they've got only forest. I mean, like the desert. There are some countries like in North Libya, there, part of them, they've got only a desert, and they are fighting to get water. Why? The land is not giving them the water. So you have been blessed here in America to have a very good, beautiful land with all it takes. But the most important is what? Education. When people don't know the value of what they have, the one who knows the value of what you have will come and take it from you. That's what was happening in Congo. Our own people, because being ignorant, they don't know the value of what the land has got. I told you, it's the richest country in the whole world in terms of natural resources. Think about it. So it means that every single human being living in this place is supposed to be rich. Not even rich, but at least live a decent life. But it's the opposite. 90% of the people live under poverty. To have one meal is a problem. The worst is to send a child to school. That's where my heart is. Being a former teacher, I know that education is key. And we said education is a gateway to life. Now the question is, why do you come to school? Just to put more knowledge in your head? Then in the end, you put the people, I have a PhD, I'm a doctor, I'm this, I'm that. No, today I'm telling you, you are studying not only for yourself, but you are studying for others, to serve other people. Because when you become a doctor, you need to help people who are sick. When you are a police, you have to make sure that you keep people safe where they are. So you are educating yourself now, not for yourself, but for others. Not for yourself, but for your nation. That's why we care for the people, we care for the land. So you are living together here in a nice environment, nice school. Everything you have here, take it as a privilege. Because my kids, the kids in the Congo at the moment, don't have what you have. They're supposed to have this. I was in the class, the other class there, every single child has a laptop. But where these components, the raw material coming from Colomba, Tantalite, children don't have the laptop. Some students at the university, they have not even put their hands in the keyboard of the laptop. In Congo, right now, 21st century, this is my challenge. I want to change that. No. There's a saying in French, they say, if you think education is expensive, try ignorance, you will see the result. It pays ignorance. Someone, when you don't know who you are, the person who you know who you are can come and use you and abuse you or make money out of you because you don't know who you are. When you possess something and you don't know the value of what you possess, somebody else will come and take it and then do what you want to do. So today, being a politician for me is not only about me being seen there that yes, that's the guy who wants to become the president, but it's bringing a change to the poverty and the way my people are living. I said, no, it cannot be. It cannot continue like that. Somebody needs to bring a change, a new vision, how to develop this country, how to change, to transform the place so every child can have a place to go and study freely and also contribute back to the society. That's my vision for education. Then you will say that, well, you say that there's poverty. How do you alleviate poverty? You need to have a clear plan how to create employment. But you cannot employ people who are not educated. Back to education again. So what you are doing today, you might be thinking that you are doing it, I said, I repeat myself, for yourself or for your family. But have it in mind. I always say that if you are doing something now, or you have the ambition for yourself, you will not go far. Don't be selfish. You belong to a society. You belong to a community. You belong to a nation. And this nation is doing something for you. By just giving you access to education free, it means that you have also a debt back to the community, to this nation. In my country, too, the parents have to struggle to send children to school. And I want to take this burden out of them so that every child will have at least the means to study. 50% of the population in my country are youth. But when you compare them to other youth in the world, we are way behind. Why? Lack of education. They are using today in Congo children soldiers. Because we have war in this part of Congo here. And the worst thing you have ever heard is the killing and the raping of girls and mothers and young grandmothers. They are killing, they are raping them. Every 47 minutes, a woman or a girl is raped in Congo. Why? Because of these minerals. All these big companies, they don't care. All they want, just take and then go. So that's why I was in the other class, I saw the statue of liberty, lifting the hands with liberty. Liberty is key in life. Freedom is key in life. When I was 12, I was telling my friends, my country, my dream country was Switzerland. And when it was time for me to leave Congo, my first country I went was Switzerland. I started dreaming about that country when I was 12. When I was 14, like you, I was telling my friend when we were playing, I said, I must speak English before I die. I said, how? Why? Because anytime I was seeing the American coming to do crusade in Congo, they speak French, English, nobody could understand nothing. I said, I need to understand this language. Today I'm standing before you speaking English, but it started when I was 14. Start dreaming now. Who do you want to become? And why you want to become what you are aiming? So today I'm just giving you the taste of Congo to show you that you've got the privilege to have access to education. Children somewhere in Congo, they don't have it. But that's where the country is very rich. I will stop just by telling you, if I'm standing for politics, it's just because I want to bring change. And this started earlier when I was young like you. I was saying I will serve my nation as a general in the army. So they had the desire to serve. The nation was already there. What is your desire? What do you think about your own life? What do you think about your community? What do you think about America? What do you think about the world? Do you know that some of the world we have today is just having one wicked leader can cause the whole world into big trouble? Look, North Korea. Young man with all this army behind him, if he just press a button in the wrong place, the whole world can go crazy. Just to let you know, you are responsible of my life, I'm responsible of your life. We are responsible of each other, and we are responsible of this land. We are responsible of this nation. You are responsible of the world. Thank you very much. If you have a question, please feel free to ask. I know we don't have much time, really trying to squeeze everything, but ask any question, even what I have not said, please.
You did well in the time we had. Students, feel free to ask questions now.
Please say your name and then.
Daniel, what's the currency in the Congo?
Yeah, we have our own currency. They call it Congolese franc. Compared to dollar, when you have $1, you get 1,200 franc Congolese. Really damn. It's only in Congo that you can use, not outside Congo. Yeah.
So it's just like a paper.
Yeah.
No value.
Thank you.
I'm Taylor, and in terms of education, like, what was your pathway? Like, I know you went to school there, but then what happened after that? Like,
You say it again louder, please.
like in terms of education, like, how did you get to where you are today?
My education, you mean?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Well, thank you very much. Because of time, I did not want to go long enough. I started my education, primary school and university in the Congo. And I went to university, I did economics in Congo 1 year. And Mobutu closed down the university. At that time, I went to Côte d'Ivoire, which is West Africa. I went to do sociology there at university. And then the same thing happened, and then I ended up going to Switzerland, where I did theology. And after that, I went to England to do my BA degree in theology, and then I started business. So I was doing some of the courses, learning distance, and then now I've got a PhD in philosophy and another PhD in Christian education. Both the PhD, I got them here in the UK and in the USA, honorary degree.
So how are you gonna deal with these different countries and companies coming in that are basically taking the resources from the Congo because the people don't know what it's worth? How are you gonna utilize that towards your own country and not let these other private organizations come in?
Very good question. One of the things I did not mention when I was talking about me, because of time, I have the expertise. I was in mining business myself. So I know the value of gold, diamond, copper, name it. I know the value of it. So I was doing it, buying from the local people and selling like London and Brussels. So I know the whole system there. I know how to change the system. I told you earlier that if you don't know the value of what you have, somebody else will take advantage. Now that I know the value of the land and what we have in the land, that's why I'm talking to all these business, big corporation, big company who are there in Congo, telling them how we can do things differently. And they listen to me because I understand what is in the land. I know the value. You can get one stone here, the diamond stone from my own village, for $200. If it's a good stone, Jeremy is one of the experts in this country in diamond. So that same stone here in New York, you can get about $600 to $1,000. It depends how the shape and the color, everything. See the difference? But the local guy, they give him $50. He just take because he want to eat daily. That's all. But I'm seeing what we call sustainable development. It's not only what you eat today, tomorrow, and after tomorrow.
You have plenty of time, by the way. We have
Okay,
a good
yeah.
15 minutes or so.
Yeah, go ahead. Carry on.
Is there any specific reason why the rivers and lakes and the water is so dirty in the Congo and why it's not clean for?
Yeah, this is what we call politics. It's all about having a plan how you will manage the city. That's the definition. I'm breaking it down really in your level. So it's how do you manage the city? How do you manage the land? How do you manage the nation? So when you don't have the clear plan how you do this thing, you end up having nothing. Let's use a small plot here. Somebody will buy a land here in this area. It's depending the kind of house you will put there. The house you put in that land gives the value of the land. You get me? It's now if it's a 4-bedroom, the way it's built and everything, you put a swimming pool behind the same land. The land has now a different value. And if somebody take that same land, he build a just ordinary house, he will not sell it the same price. Meanwhile, it's the same area, same size, but what have you done in the land? So again, politics is about policy. The policy, how you do things. How do you transform things? What the approach are you bringing so that you will utilize what you have there for your own benefit, not abusing the nature?
I give extra credit for questions, by the way. Max 2, so consider that. Questions?
All right.
Where do you consider, if you win, how do you consider Congo in 2020 economically?
Okay, 2020 is talking about 3 years from now. If I win in Congo, as I said, my emphasis will be in education to make sure that children in Congo can go freely at school. That's a big achievement. So I need to put first the infrastructure in place. Nice school like I've seen here. That's my aim. I want this child to sit down in a nice environment like this. Very clear, very open, all the infrastructure in place that all the children can go to school. That's the only way you take, the burden from the parents. That's the only way you can sustain your rest of the development. Then the second thing is, any rich man, you go in his house, the number one thing you think in his head is security. How do you secure your house? How do you secure your home? In this school, before we enter, security is number one. Sign here. They have to know who you are. So security is number 2. Key for me to make sure that all our borders, nobody can come again in Congo, rape women and get away easily. You do that, you face justice. Security, very important. So I will make sure that the place is secure. Then you say good governance, because we need to make sure that our economy, our agriculture, our livestock, our mining sector, you reform all these things to make sure that at least in 3 years, I cannot see that there will be big change. But what I can guarantee in 3 years, at least you put country back into track. Because at the moment when you check the country, we have 187 countries in the whole world, and Congo is number 176, one of the poorest countries in the whole world. So I need to bring this back up. So putting in 3 years, I can guarantee you that I will put the new system in place. They always say that it is the people who give a character to a system. 20 years ago, we didn't have a laptop in school here. When we brought the laptop, we brought a new system and we put a new regulation, no phone zone. So rule of law in the land will help everybody to know what it's supposed to do so that we can build a sustainable development. It's a process.
Usually 7 pillars there.
behind you.
Yeah. So that's how I said, new transparent political system I need to bring in the land. Because so far, since we got our independence, our leaders have not done very well at all. So I'm bringing a new system whereby everybody must be responsible of the land where it is. Transparency and accountability of the government. This land, the government must come and tell you what they're doing with the tax that people are paying. And if you don't pay the tax, there's a penalty.
What year did you get independence, and from whom? I think they kind of know, but you explain how did they get their independence?
Well, Congo got independence in 1960, and we got it from the Belgian country. That's why we call them our colonial master. The Belgian ruled Congo for 80 years before we got independence. So one of the reasons why I'm always in Belgium, because they still have upper hands in Congo, because after ruling a nation for 80 years, they know in and out. So I always go there and share my vision, how I'm going to develop Congo and transform the place. Yeah.
Earlier you spoke of women getting raped in Congo. How will you stop this in the future if you win the presidency?
That's a good question. One of the things I like in this developed country is justice. They always say justice elevates a nation. Everyone in the country must know that nobody is above the law. Justice must work. The new judicial system must be in place, and it must work, so that when a girl is raped, she can report that to the police, and some action must be taken. At the moment, it's not what has been done. So, reform of the judiciary system is key for what we are saying. Then enforcement of the law. The police must do its job, must arrest whoever has done it, must face justice and then pay for it.
You give some context to what he's talking about. There's the UN says that the DRC is the worst place to be a woman in the world. There's a rape every 47 minutes.
47 minutes.
There's the eastern part of the country has neighboring countries around it that have pushed in the borders, and they use rape and murder as methods of terrorism to control the population. So that's why it's such a problem there.
Do you have any political?
You're not telling me your name, huh?
Oh.
Your name's included, yeah.
Tristan, do you have any political experience before running for president?
Good question. I don't have. I'm like Trump. I'm like Trump. But I said to you here, you are studying for some reason to help. I don't have a political background myself, but I have the passion to serve my nation. And I told you when I was 12, I told my dad I want to be a general in the army to defend my nation. That alone is key. Anything we do in life, you must have a passion to it. If you don't have a passion, then you'll be easy to be corrupt. People can corrupt you easily. If you're only chasing money, then they can corrupt you easily. If that's your aim. But if it's passion, you are doing it because you love to do it, then you can achieve something. So my political ambition came from my passion since I was young to save my nation.
I'm sorry. Is it easy to transport from south of Congo to the north of Congo? And if it isn't, do you plan on making it easier to make?
Well, thank you. There is, let's say for now, to make it easy, fast, we can easily travel by air. There's a lot of small airfield in north, south, west, and east and west. Plenty of space we have to do that. So the airfield can be easily transformed quickly by a small airplane like we have here in Cincinnati, Dayton, all this. That's what we have in place as infrastructure. In terms of roads to travel, it will take long time. That's what we call long-term project. because of rivers, as I said, mountain and forests. You have to go around it and to make. But airfield, we want to develop that quickly as possible so that people can fly. Because when you are in north of Congo, to go south, it takes you 4 hours by air. So you can imagine if you have to drive, it will be very, very difficult. So I can see here in America, it's very easy. People are using aircraft all the time. Jump here, you are there, you are there. Very quick, in 1 hour, 2 hours, you are where you're supposed to drive for 8 hours. So airfield is one of the targets we want to quickly expand and then modernize so that we can move from one end to the other end easy. That human being, when you talk about goods now, so there is a new system because we have rivers all over the place. We want also to develop our navigation system so that we can move goods easily.
My name's Brandon. You probably already mentioned this, but what is the war being fought over in the upper right hand of Congo?
Say it again?
You probably already mentioned this, but like you said there's a war in Congo,
Yeah.
and like how people are getting raped. What is that being fought over?
Okay, this war is most here in the east part of Congo. It started in 1996 when the change of regime in time of Mobutu, they wanted to change the regime. So one of the leaders, Congolese leaders, teamed up with Rwanda, Burundi, and Uganda soldiers to invade Congo so they can push Mobutu out, which they succeeded in pushing Mobutu out. Then instead of now going back to their own country, they wanted to settle in Congo there. And then the governor, the president they brought there said, no, you have to come back, you have to go back. That's where they start fighting the Congolese, and we have this fight up to now. So it is something we are addressing at the UN level so that when we are in the office, they must leave because we did not bring them. What they have done more damage than good.
Tyler, and at what point did you decide that you wanted to become president?
Good point. There's a story behind it. In 2008, I went to one of the regions here in the east part of Congo, the very rich part of Congo where this coltan I told you about the mobile phone. I took a friend of mine, he's a British businessman. He wanted to have a mining concession in that area. It happened that I knew the governor of that area, and then I asked them, can you help my friends to have a concession there, they can mine there. So come over. So we went there. When we get there, normally when I travel, if I have 46 kilos of my belonging, we have 23, 2 bags. One bag for my own staff, and then another bag, I'll tell I didn't tell you that I'm married and I have 5 kids, 4 girls and 1 boy. Sorry about that. So I will take the goods. I'll tell them, give me the clothes you're not wearing, shoes and everything. I pack them and put together. Then when I go to Congo, I just distribute to the people. So it happened that on that day, my wife bought an African cloth of 6 yards and gave me. It was very cheap in England, but very expensive in Congo. So I took this with me. When we went to that village, normally when you bring a white man in the village, you see whole people come there around you. And in the village, you see more women and children because most of the men, they go in the bush and work and doing mining. So where we were in that village, right in the valley there, about 50 meters, there's a valley there. The young men were digging coltan, the one I told you they do mobile. So you're talking about millions of dollars coming there, bags. They are working hard. So, and I saw only 2 women in the village. And then I said, oh, most of the village where we went, there were more women. No, I saw only 2 women and then more men. I said, why? And then they said to me, there's a story behind it. What's the story? Quickly. So they told me these 2 women you see here wearing the clothes because they only have 2 hours to be outside. Most of the women, they are indoor. When the rebels came in that area, they raped the women and take their clothes out with them to punish them. So they are naked. I said, really? He said. I said, why? So that story really touched my heart. I said to the chief, why you didn't tell the governor? I said, I told them, but nobody cares. So what happened with these 2 women, they've got only 2 hours to be outside. When your time is up, You go in, you take the clothes out, you give to another one, and then it comes to, they rotate. The story really struck me. How on earth we can be mining multi-million dollars industry here, and right in the village here, women are naked. So I told the chief, I've got this from my wife. Can he use this 6 yard, cut it into 6 pieces at least? You have another 6 women can come out and just cover here. In Africa, sometimes in the village, the women don't care about the top, but they cover here. I said, at least 1 yard they can keep here and then leave. He said to me, no, we're not going to do that. We will count the number of the women in this village. Every woman must have a piece of this cloth to remember you. Because none of our leaders in this place have thought about them. That is the moment. Who asked the question is you. That is the moment I say, no, something must happen. I cannot support this. And the chief told me, you can see here in different villages over and over and over and over. I said, no, I need to champion the cause of these women and these kids. That's how, in 2009, I left business. Now I was on this up to now.
If you become president, what will be your first act as being president?
My first act, that's a very good question. When you read in our website, is giving dignity to my people. My people feel really, they are treated like animals. They don't see that they don't have their identity anymore. They don't feel proud of being Congolese. It's like being Congolese is a shame. They don't have that. Dignity is very important for me. I need to tell them that you belong to a great nation like President Obama did, make America great again. He's making again, but I want to make Congo big, great once in the history of Congo, and then it will continue. So dignity is very important. Human dignity, because my people have been raped, abused, tortured, name it. They need that dignity will give them the proudness to be Congolese.
That is fantastic. I would like to get a group picture here, but before we do, let's leave your stuff there so you don't have your book bags with you if we get a picture. But let's thank you, Walter, for coming. Feel free to take your stand. If you can stand.